Sometimes for the teachers it might be hard to kind of find, because we all have different facial expressions. Teachers may not be able to tell that we're sad because we all have different facial expressions. So the magnets allow the teachers to see that we're upset.
Yeah. Sometimes you may have a happy. Sometimes I have a happy face, but I don't feel so happy inside. So if I have a magnet, I can put how I'm feeling. But sometimes I find that. So maybe that's a good thing too. Have any of you talked to your families at home about the magnets in the faces? Do you talk to your brothers and sisters?
My sister also goes to the school, so when we first introduced it, me and Abby talked to mum and dad about it.
Okay. Good. So how about you? What's your name, please?
Rachel.
Rachel. Okay, Rachel. So how's it going for you with the 4 rooms? Do you find it interesting or helpful or?
Well, it's has to like go in every building. It's like there's one private space and then if one of my friends put on it and they like and stuff, there's a room to like set up.
How does it work with girls? And sometimes I've heard, and when I was a girl, sometimes it's really hard to be allowed to have your own feelings. You know, sometimes if you are friends with a group of girls, everyone has to be the same. And if you're not all acting the same, then you are either in or out. Okay. Does anybody ever experience that? How does the 4 rooms help you to manage your relationship with your girlfriends in the classroom and outside? Does the 4 rooms help in any way? Any ideas, any thoughts? I wish that I had the 4 rooms when I was in your grade at school, because it was hard. It was hard having a group of girls trying to get along. We were always fighting.
Yeah, it actually is pretty good because, like, when you've said something and you don't know it's affected them and they go change their magnet, you can like
Just
apologise.
you've done something wrong.
Yeah.
To offend them.
And go and apologise to them.
Yeah.
And even for us boys, it's kind of a good sign, because like if we're hanging out with a girl group and like we say something that's like joking around,
Sometimes they take it to heart, and we don't like want them to take it to heart, but sometimes boys say things that may offend or hurt the girls, and the magnets kind of make us realise that we've hurt or offended a girl, so we go and see if they're okay and apologise.
So it helps. Sorry. Were you going to say something?
It does help, but a lot of people sometimes forget to move the magnets, which it does help a lot.
It does help, yeah. You know, because sometimes I remember I was working with a group of grown-ups, and they said this to me. They said, you know, sometimes we go too far. We don't mean to go too far, but sometimes we go too far, and the 4 rooms help us to know when we've gone too far with each other, and that way we don't get into fights. It doesn't continue because, I realize I hurt this person's feelings, so now we can repair that and move forward instead. Okay. Any other thoughts or ideas about the 4 rooms? What about when someone's in a happy mood? Their magnet is in laugh out loud, or what was the other one? LOL?
fuzzy.
How does that make you feel about people if it's someone you don't know very well? What might that mean to you if their magnets up there?
They might have a happy personality most of the time. It could make new friends through it too.
And also again, like if the other people were on the sad side, you could always go and cheer them up or just make them feel better, because
Anything else? Anything that anyone would like to share with me and with the group? About
A good idea, this is mainly for the teachers, but a good idea would be to have like a spot where if you haven't thought of anything, and like when we're doing the group decision, if you haven't thought of anything, like you can write it up on the board, we can get the teacher to write it up on the board.
Right after with the upgrade, I think I've seen some people have put it on. Yeah.
So you should be able to add words if you haven't had one.
because sometimes,
The teachers only
like,
teach
I don't know why, but we don't have upset on
us.
our board because we obviously forgot to mention it when we were writing them up. But yeah, I think that we should, because sometimes you kind of get mixed between two feelings. So you're kind of not one feeling, but you're not another. You're in the middle. So you could add like a word to show
The
that.
mixture.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know really what I'm feeling, so I put my name in between all of the four because I feel like it'll mix.
Like right in the center.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfectly legitimate. Yeah, I've seen that happen before.
Some of the words we don't usually use, but we forgot one of the ones that we would use, so that's one bad thing where
You forgot to add a word that
we forgot to add stuff like upset, but we've got stuff like petrified, which we don't really use, but
Right.
Yeah, it's like, we're not
like we might use
It's kind of
nervous.
complicated.
Yeah, there are some. There was a group in Sweden, some students about your age, and they were saying that we should revisit our forums and our words because we've learned new words and more words,
like
and over the year, and they were wondering if they shouldn't have a session with the teacher where they could add some new words. So maybe that would be something to keep in mind, to say, can we next year, if you're here next year, I'm not sure, some of you might be, some of you might not. But is there a possibility that we can add new words and maybe have a little meeting as a group and say, this is a really good word that we need to add and add it up to the...
They're on the whiteboard, so we could just write it next to it, maybe.
Yeah, you could, yeah, absolutely, but I think, but as a group you have to agree that that's okay, because it could be my special word, but no one else could care about it. So maybe you would want to agree that upset is a good word to have there.
But yet again, with the whiteboard thing, people could write something silly,
they rub it off.
and they can deliberately and be silly around it. So I reckon the session where the teachers edit it so the kids can't rub it off.
Yeah, okay.
I reckon that would work better.
like every term or every semester.
Every semester.
Good. Well, in a few days we were going to go back to Sweden, and there are about 3 new schools in Sweden, and then there's another country. I'm walking around with the globe and I really want to use it. There's another country called Croatia, and Croatia is somewhere over in here, and there's some kids there that are going to start using the 4 rooms. From kids who have been working with the 4 rooms almost 3 years now, what kind of advice would you give to the kids back in Sweden or in Croatia about the 4 rooms?
Try and use as much words as possible on them. Like,
Try to have as many words as possible on your whiteboard. What might you add?
Just try to change it every day. It does sort of help get rid of, you just put your feelings out there. It feels pretty good, yeah.
So try to practice using it every day because it's good to get those feelings out there.
I'd probably write the basics down first, like upset, happy, excited, and then go to the ones like petrified, trapped.
add on to those.
So add the basics first, because with ours we've kind of done all the complicated ones and then forgot the basics.
Oh, okay.
So I reckon probably you should write the basics down and then
Then go to the more
Okay.
Don't just stay on don't just pretend that you're happy and you might be really upset. Actually, put the magnet there and actually
yeah, so that people
Don't be
and,
afraid to show
and-
your emotions.
yeah, and people some people like they might bug you about, oh, what's wrong if you're trying to act happy but you're not really.
Okay, yeah. So don't act happy if you're not. You put your magnet in the real place. It's okay to show your emotions. Oh, anybody have something to say, Rachel? Got any words of advice and wisdom for the kids in Sweden and in Croatia?
So you try and just put your magnet on what you're feeling.
Put your magnet on what you're feeling. Okay.
Sometimes if you put your name on something and people come up to you, so if I'm annoyed and people come up to me and go, why are you annoyed, but you don't want to tell them, like, I don't know.
People should respect that. You can say, I'm feeling annoyed today and I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, we have one of our words is need space.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that would be a good thing to write so like people don't come and bug you with like
Some of the words I don't really know the meanings,
Okay.
and so I'd like to kind of learn them. So don't put yourself on a word that you don't know the meaning of.
Oh.
Because it
could
could
be
be the
something.
opposite of your feeling.
yeah.
Okay.
Could mean like you're super angry or like you're super sad and like you could be not feeling that.
Yeah, and you could probably easily discuss that with the teacher.
Yeah.
But if you were
What
feeling
meaning?
happy and that word was in one of the two not so good ones, and the word was in the two not so good ones, I think you'd kind of know that it meant angry or sad. If you were meant to be happy, you'd put it in one of the top ones. Don't move other people's magnets, because
Yeah.
that's
really
happened a
is.
lot, and people,
That's really
Annoying.
Yeah,
get
people
into
do that.
people could pester you like, like say that you were feeling really happy and then someone put you on annoyed or something. People would pester you like, why are you annoyed? When people go away from school and they're sick, people put their magnets on sick before them. Well, they might not be
But
sick,
they're
they
not,
might just be on a holiday or something.
And they could be really enjoying themselves, so if they move into sick, it's like, well, I wasn't sick, I was enjoying myself, having a holiday.
Yeah, you know, it's really important that you don't move other people's magnets off and say it's like tugging on their hair or you know, it's like a part of them. So you have to be careful about that. Okay. Well, I don't have any other questions for you, but thank you for sharing your comments. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Thank you for all the insights. We will definitely pass them on.
Yes. I would be more than happy to share these with the kids back in Sweden.
Absolutely.
Perhaps we'll make a video of them and we'll bring it to Australia and share it with you all. But thank you. Have a safe summer. Thank you.
Have a safe trip.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here and thank you for coming and talking to our school.
Sure, I thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.